Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Just a couple of friends inside a refrigerator. Friends in the fridge. Fridge Friends Podcast.
It's just the two mics, but they're turned up pretty good, so I can see it. Alright. This is the fridge. Hello, and welcome to the Fridge Friends Podcast. I'm your host, Jake Martin. And I've got two very special comedians in the fridge, Mundek and Brad Gouldby. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's also the first episode where we're all facing you, so. And by you, I mean the future people. Yeah. We all just got done doing a little open mic, Monday's Mad Swede. Which is always kind of a unique audience, unique crowd. 'Cause it's a little brewery in town, and Mundek closed out the show. Brad, I don't think it has ever been there, so.
No, not to that venue. I've only been to the other Mad Swede that was like downtown or whatever.
Yeah, that one's pretty sweet setup.
Yeah, it's definitely a big room set up for a show with a nice little stage and stuff. But I did feel at home performing on a pallet.
Yeah, dude, I think you fucking, like Greg was saying, you probably had set of the night, man.
Oh, jeez. It was a lot of fun. It's just, just got real engaging with people.
Yeah.
I guess that's just the style.
I feel like sometimes when people are like thinking the audience is going to be this or that, or like set expectations in their head, then they have less energy in their act when they get up there.
I literally
and you
saw
fucking you were with it, so.
Like, you had a lot of funny bits that you were doing tonight about, like, you went to prison, you've done this, you've done that, and all these different things, and then a dude went up and he was like, I don't think that's going to go very well, and it's like, you just turned yourself off, and it actually did.
Yeah,
like,
that
follow
dude.
into that.
That dude and me have had some funny fucking experiences over time.
Oh,
so
really?
I was kind of like, oh, I'll see how this goes for you, bud. A lot of things you've tried have not, But hey, he's trying, you know what I mean?
Right.
Brad's only fucking in town for a little while, so we got a special treat from Vegas. You're out here to do a couple shows at the lounge?
Yeah, Lounge at the End of the Universe, hooked up with Brian and Jen and Coral and all them.
Oh, yeah.
I've done some shows out here before, and I did the festival out here before, and they just remembered me and needed some spots filled.
Yeah.
And I love coming to Boise. I try to come to Boise like once a year, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they just remodeled that whole place. I don't know if you've been down there yet, but.
Yeah. It's more like a little comedy cellar now. It's nice. Yeah. I like all the darkness and shit. Big windows they had to black out always made me feel like a shooter's coming for me, you know?
Yeah. Well, and then you get too much big open space that's not a part of the show, and you're always like, what the fuck's going on back there?
That's true. That's true, yeah. In Vegas, when they make like the showrooms bigger than they need to be, but they always cut it in half, if not by a third, with a big curtain so that they can close it off when they don't sell out. And I'm like, oh, you clever sons of bitches.
That's the fucking way to go. Although the curtain fucking thing one time, I had a bad experience with that shit. I was at a show. It was like a ticketed show and everything.
Yeah.
But it was two bars in the same building.
Oh, shit.
And the curtain was their fucking separation between the comedy show side of the bar and the private birthday party with a DJ and all this shit going on behind the, silk curtain.
So
like,
it was one bar that got cut in half?
Well, I think it's two owners, so it's like one building, because it's
Holy
two separate bars. But for a long section of it, the only thing separating it, which is also the back wall of the audience, was a long curtain. And I just remember after the first comedian, they started ramping up the sound in the fucking
In the
other
other
bar.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, you're never going to be able to get that. Let me bring the crowd to a silent point so then I can punch on them if every time I bring it down, they hear fucking hooray for Frank's 40th fucking birthday or whatever, you know.
That's smart, though. I didn't even think of that, man. I mean, out in Vegas, all the comics are sharing studio apartments just to split rent. We should split rent on a warehouse.
Yeah.
Just set up a bunch of curtains, and they've got raves going on in one building, and a comic trying to do his best, and on the other side
Switch
of the curtain.
it up.
Yeah.
During the day, it's a breakfast restaurant. Hell yeah. Well, I know Mundek and you have gone back quite a while. How did you guys ever end up meeting each other?
I think I remember, didn't I? I think I met your ass at the Sand Dollar. Or something like that.
You guys want me to participate? I've been staring directly into the camera.
To subtly bring you in a little.
I've been staring directly into the camera because I'm hoping that the people that watch this are potheads and like
focusing on you.
Maybe I can just make one of them paranoid. Like, what the fuck? Why is the TV watching me?
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I'm hoping
so that's what I've been doing this whole time. I don't know. Some people think that stuff like that's weird, but.
That's why we love you, Mundek. You always get the weird shit going, man.
What'd you ask? I was like really focused on trying to like use my mental energy I don't believe in.
Whatever brought you and Brad together to, I assume comedy, but how'd you guys meet each other?
Yeah, we were at some show in Vegas, and I was probably pretty drunk. You were probably drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how like long-lasting relationships like come together is like two drunk people just kind of like are drunk in the same place and they're like, hey, you also have long hair, do you want to go and like break into cars? And it's like I do, and I've been waiting so long for someone to ask me that, and so
you gotta be that right level of drunk where
it sounds like a good idea.
You look across the room from each other and you go, that guy's the right level. He's not taking the cars with me.
Yeah. I think I spent my entire life looking for the right level of drunk. I think it's kind of like the fountain of youth. It's not real.
Yeah.
Stop us from searching.
Okay. How did we meet though?
I think we met at Sand Dollar. You went up. You didn't know where else to go. And I'd always just lean over to comics and be like, this is the next spot up the street. And then you went up the street, had no friends there, so I just hung around you. I was like, well, I talked to you once and you didn't pull a pocket knife out, so.
Well, I could.
I know.
do.
Little did I know.
It was holstered.
First rule of Boys of Comedy, is always carry a blade. See, you gotta always have one.
As soon as I got off the plane.
Yeah.
You won't let me go anywhere without a knife. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Some people say there's no rules in comedy, but some rules you gotta follow.
Yeah. Like protect yourself.
Yeah.
Like when I came out here, one of the first things I'd come up on stage and talk about is it's like the gun restrictions out here are like way lower. Like you don't need a CCW. You could be 18 and just load up and stuff. Yeah. And when I talk about
person-to-person sales, you don't have to do any paperwork.
Yeah, and it's like when I go up on stage and be like, that's concerning slightly, people are like, no it fucking isn't. And I'd be like, okay, never mind. But now I'm just like, you guys don't understand that as a comic, I pray that the fourth wall is physical. I don't need to go up there and call somebody like a cunt or something and have somebody literally pull a gun on me.
Yeah. Oh, they never fire it. But like, do you know why like there's stricter gun laws in places like Las Vegas and California than there are here in Idaho?
Because I don't know. I don't.
Because those people are more important than us.
No, Jesus.
They have value to their lives. Although ironically, that was the areas that weren't essential when everything went down. It's like you guys just stay at home. The gun states have to go to work.
Yeah. Well,
which proves your point. Our life's a lot less valuable if they're like, go ahead. We still need the fucking corn.
Yeah.
You don't get sick.
Yeah. Well,
ship it to us. We'll be inside.
Migrant workers can't get COVID. That's just science.
That's true. I mean, it's like Josh Price's bit. They don't get allergies either. So
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. There's no problem in this country that we can't solve with like immigrants, prison labor, or robots.
That's like
That's the
resume.
plan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the plan for everything. Like, people are like, oh, all the bees are dying.
Robot bees.
Who's gonna, like, pollinate? Like, I hate bees. Fuck them. They get stuck in my hair, and they act like it's my fault. It's like, I didn't fly in there. You're a fucking idiot. Fuck you. Fuck all of them.
Like it's my fault. By that, you mean they stung the shit out of your head?
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're dicks about it. You know, they're fucking idiots, man. Yeah, so, like, I'm like, fuck them, and people are like, oh, we need them to pollinate. And it's like, no, we don't. This is America. We have immigrants and prison labor and robots.
Yeah, that's all
Right?
we need.
This whole country is founded on the idea of chattel slavery. Why do we need fucking bees?
Yeah. When I was in prison, I tried to work because that makes the time go by faster and shit. And
Yeah, they really
You
get in your
perks.
head with that shit.
Well,
There are people that fight forest fires because they're
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah. Well, but if you're in that situation, you think, the whole time, I would go fucking work for free just to not be playing dominoes with these
fucking
fucking
Craig.
people.
Yeah.
Wait
Yeah.
to see the next fucking crazy stomping on the fucking yard. I'll take my chance with the tree,
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get little perks, like if you work in the kitchen, you can steal real food from the cops, So like dog
Nice.
food that they give you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I
But
like stealing
on
from
paper, stealing from cops is the best fucking target
cops.
victim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a double whammy.
It's a
You
victimless
get to,
crime.
it's a victimless crime. Plus, whatever you're stealing from them, they probably already appropriated from somebody much less fortunate from them.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
Yeah, if anyone out there is
Robin Hood
listening
situation.
and you have a cop's address, just send it to, what's your email, Jake?
Yeah, FrenchFriendsPodcast@gmail.com.
Send
And the cops already have my address, so
Yeah, so it's fair.
it's only fair.
Yeah,
I should be able to show up at their house whenever the fuck I want.
we're gonna.
Piss test. Hey, piss in
Yeah.
this fucking cup, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
We're gonna trick them. You know how we can get into, like, any house? We knock on the door and we say we're Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
Then they'll let us right in.
You guys let Jehovah's Witnesses in out here? We spit on them.
Yeah,
Take your 2-witness rule and shove it up your ass. You guys know about that, Jehovah's Witnesses? Two witness rule, meaning in Jehovah's Witness, if nothing happened unless 2 people witnessed it.
Oh,
Yeah, so just like the Catholic Church,
It's
guess
the
what they really cover up?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's the opposite of believe all women. It's like believe
Yeah.
no one.
Yeah, exactly. Unless somebody
Ever.
else saw it
Yeah.
also,
Oh, damn.
and it's 2 witnesses, so you don't count.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Wait,
You guys should keep letting them inside.
So since no one's witnessed God, does that mean by their own logic God isn't real?
They'll tell you.
Do we just undo Jehovah's Witnesses? Go home! Go home! Turn in your pamphlets and go home! We just solved you, bitch!
I think Jehovah's Witnesses at this point are pretty recognized as one of the cult religions.
Yeah, I'm glad
But
now.
we get a lot more like Mormon missionaries around Idaho area.
Oh, okay.
And my favorite thing to do with them is fucking invite them to talk with me, who spent a lot of time with only that book that they love so much.
Right.
And so I had plenty of time to read through all their great stories, keep my own highlight reel to bring up in conversation with them. And the Mormons have their own fun ones, like why is in the very beginning of the Book of Mormon does it say that people who don't have pale skin is because their souls are tainted from something they did in a past life.
That's right.
That's pretty suspect.
Super
You
racist.
know? You're telling me that if you're born a certain color, it's because God's telling you not to trust those people? That's not a dog whistle. That's written right in. It's
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's always fun to ask them what their thoughts are on that. And usually, if you ask them about specific areas of the book, at first they go, oh, I don't know about that, Then they always carry a bag full of them.
Yeah.
So you can bring it out to them.
Check this
And
out.
then they kind of have to think of it right there on the spot, which, as you know, as comedians, is the best time to see somebody's take on something. So you know, on the fly. You're like, yeah, explain away this shit.
Yeah. Like, one of the things they have in Mormonism is they believe that God was a human who became a god of his own universe. So they teach that in the Bible, or their book, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
They're like, if you're good, you could be like God and eventually become a god of a universe. And when you ask Mormons about that, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's just like, dude, it's right fucking here. And
Well,
like,
there's a lot of levels. Like, they have, like, a multi-tiered afterlife. Which that shit's always funny to me.
Mormons,
like,
like MLM style.
They don't,
heaven.
they don't have a hell, which a lot of cultures will keep the heaven part, get rid of the hell.
Okay.
But they have a basically purgatory. It's like your baseline, and then you have several levels of heaven, where at the top, you're one of those gods like you're talking about. You got your own heaven, and you're the god of it, you know. But if you're just partially good, but like you did anal in high school or whatever, then you get like your middle level where you're in heaven, but someone else is your sky daddy still. You know?
And then they got those secret Mormon names.
Yeah.
Those secret special ones that you can only say to your spouse because they believe when you die, you have to call out to your spouse in their secret fucking Bible name. And that if you tell anybody else, then they can lure you away from your husband. So any Mormon you meet that's married, just ask them, what's your secret? What's your secret name? Is it Clarice? What is it?
My question is, what do you do in your divorce?
I don't know, because I learned that from a divorced Mormon.
They're not supposed to divorce, right?
They're not supposed to, but
Yeah.
he told his ex-wife his soul name. What is the name of his soul is, so she's going to be able to show up in heaven. That doesn't sound like heaven to me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And when he can't tell the new wife the same name, right?
I guess.
But you only have one soul, so is that like the Harry Potter part where it just splits you down the middle every time you get divorced? They keep half your soul, and you just go on with the other half.
Change your name slightly. Now people got stage names for fucking souls and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what sounds like heaven to me?
Please tell us.
It all finally being over.
Oh god.
Yeah. And that's probably the most logical heaven idea that there is out there, honestly.
There's just nothing. I mean, I
Yeah.
can get behind that.
I think
You
there's-
better, because you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
See,
We're
my
all
thing
going to
is-
have to come to terms with it eventually.
Yeah. My thing is that I like to believe a lot of these grand ideas that there are out there, but I feel like there's equal evidence for it just being nothing.
If by equal you mean overwhelming.
Well, I guess the
There's
only
nothing.
evidence of anything afterwards is like near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences.
Yeah, that's
which
all
is also induced by your brain
Yeah.
blowing DMT through your
Yeah.
whole fucking body.
Yeah.
Which, as someone who's done that before, you're gonna go to heaven or leave your body or a multitude of crazy things that you could also form a religion based on. So.
You've done DMT?
Yeah, a few times.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
I've blasted off a couple times, but I've never done DMT where you eat it with like a 5-MAOI inhibitor. I've only smoked it, which is
Right.
like the most intense, but also the shortest.
Yes.
So it'll feel like, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and it's 5 minutes.
Right,
tops,
shorter.
Yeah,
It's like,
maybe
yeah,
a minute
I,
sometimes.
I've never smoked DMT or been around somebody smoking DMT, but I know this one chick who is like really dumb. And so she wanted to go do DMT in the forest, and she had people film her experience. So I just, yeah, I know.
Just sort of laying on the ground?
I wish. That's why everybody I've ever told who smoked DMT goes, that sounds like a dumb idea.
That's a boring video.
Yeah, this chick, she smokes it, she lays down on the ground and she starts writhing like
Oh, yeah, I can
and then
see
she
that.
rolls off the blanket, throws up in the grass, and it was like literally like 60 seconds, and then somebody sat down with her on the blanket and hugged her, and then they just both started crying.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, that looks fun.
Yeah, right? I was like, I'd rather hear about the
But I
experience.
mean, if you film somebody like huffing Freon out of a garbage bag that they stole out of the neighbor's air conditioner, the video of that is just going to be a guy falling down and hitting his head and twitching for a little while.
Yeah.
But on his end of it, dude, he's fucking in outer space.
Right. Yeah, I had that realization when I first moved to Las Vegas. I moved into North Las Vegas, which is where the government just turns the other cheek. Like, we don't have any funding. Everything's broken. It floods the worst. It's just the worst part of Las Vegas. And out there, I saw a dude literally standing on a street corner at 10 p.m. No street lights because copper's gone. But yeah, I just see him like
Copper's gone.
I see him literally like doing this and barely holding himself up, and I was like, oh man, that looks sad. And then I had the immediately thought where I was like, that guy's in heaven right now. Like, he is literally in the best place he could be. It looks sad to me, but fuck, I should put myself in his shoes.
Yeah.
So I bought heroin.
Fuck yeah. I found myself thinking that same thing a lot throughout the weekend at that festival.
Yeah.
Because I did some psychedelics and shit, but I didn't do any stimulants or anything like that. And it gets cold as fuck in the desert at night.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around and I see people with like nothing on. I'm like, damn, that motherfucker has got to be cold. And then you get closer and they're just pouring sweat. And you're like, oh no, they're heated up.
Yeah.
If anything, they could go swimming right now. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I've never been to it like a music festival with electronic music and like EDC and Burning Man or like any
It's
of that
an
shit.
experience. They have like their own culture. You know?
Yeah.
So that shit's pretty cool.
Like, I remember when Burning Man got, like, rained out this year. Did you see
Yeah.
that? Yeah, and everybody was like, oh my fucking God. And then the people at Burning Man were just like, we're not bothered by any of this shit. And people were just like, but
like, we live here now.
Yeah, they're like, they're saying you're trapped for 3 or 4 days. And they're like, the festival's not over. When it's over, we're leaving. And they did.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, fuck. Like, I remember
It was
following
like-
that closely.
Yeah, it was like delayed, and it was a lot of people got stuck and had a hard time getting out, but nobody ended up like stuck.
There wasn't like a FEMA camp like everybody said was going to happen.
And they didn't cancel any of the shows or any of the shit.
You know what they should have done? They should have surrounded the thing with fire trucks and sprayed those people with the hoses.
Like fucking making it a big mud pit festival like Woodstock.
Mundek's a big fan of the 60s.
No, I'm not. I just like the idea of using those tactics on the people at Burning Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
They'd be like, "Oh, cute, a doggy," and then it would like maul them.
Talking about Woodstock. You remember what happened in Woodstock 99?
Was that the mud pit thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it turned out that wasn't fucking mud at all.
Yeah.
There were all the porta potties and shit all flooding over and shit. So all the pictures of people in mud is just liquid shit.
Well, and it became a big fucking cesspool.
Yeah.
That like nobody should have been in at all, and they just partied in it.
Yeah, they were like around like piggies in it, man.
Oh.
Just rolling it. They thought it was mud, but I don't know. That just
They
sounds
had
like
different
something.
ass in the 60s. Though.
Yeah, I
That
guess
shit
so.
Fuck.
How many cops' addresses have we gotten so far?
Let's check the email.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this isn't a live podcast, so. But that gives me the opportunity to privately store all of the police addresses as I receive them, so that way they can't say there's some type of connection between me having the addresses and whatever happens to their homes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, plausible deniability, baby.
I had a dude on the podcast before that lives in Vegas. He's not from Vegas, but he lives there now. And he was telling me about these underground cities they got of homeless people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's all over YouTube, man. Yeah, you can go check it out. You can go down there, too. They're actually not that mean. You would expect them to be a lot more territorial, but at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's like Vegas just turns a fucking blind eye to that shit. Like, they want you to focus on one road. Las Vegas Boulevard, the Strip. One fucking road. And I've talked to a lot of people out in Boise and, crowds and all that other shit. I'm asking them, like, who's been to Vegas and what'd you go see? And that's what they all say. They only go to the Strip. Which means that we have, like, a real good opportunity to just put blinders on humanity, bro. So
for sure. Like, my wife went to Vegas this last year, and they went to the Strip, and then I think Fremont Street, and that's it.
Yeah,
like
and that's where we keep it clean.
The only two things. And California does that same exact shit. Like, I was born in Northern California, and for a long time, a lot of people that live in Northern California have petitioned every year to try to separate into 2 states, because all of the money goes to Southern California.
Yeah.
For their giant cities and tourism and Hollywood and San Diego and all that shit, and nothing goes to Northern California. It's all like rural areas that are fucking burning down every couple years, and like, there's no budget to help out with the forestry end of it.
Yeah.
But then when they have to evacuate Southern California because Northern California is finally burned all the way down to their front door, they all start freaking out and shit, and it's like, every year fucking people's shit burns down because they don't do anything about it, you know?
Yeah. But it's like, it is definitely like a shock to like start to like slowly realize how bad it is. Like my first year into moving into Vegas, like it was during the summer where it gets like 115 and we're getting rid of all the vegetation because we don't have any water, which means it just gets hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
And I literally was watching a dude at a stoplight, looked over, and this dude was just cooking on the ground, bro. And he like pulled, he didn't even get up off the ground while laying on the ground. He like pulled his pants down slowly, rolled over, and just shit all over himself in the ground and just passed out. And it was like, it was really fucking sad. Like, that's part of comedy, is dealing with sad shit like that and making it palatable for ourselves. Because I remember that fucked me up. I was like, holy shit, and there's still a stain on that ground. It cooked in like a bad pan. But it was, it's like, yeah. And the only other place to go during the summer when it gets that bad is out of the sun. And we're really bad in Vegas with trying to just put anti-homeless shit, like barring fucking benches and shit. The only place you can go to is under bridges or down in the sewers because you'll fucking die. And then when it gets monsoon season, it floods, and bro, it's bad.
That's what that one dude was saying, is that a bunch of people die from they live down there, and then if it like rains out, it will flood that whole area down there. So if you don't go out before it starts raining to a certain degree, then it fucking just washes everyone away down there.
And it's like, our rain is fucking so unpredictable. It's not like it drizzles and then comes on. It can go from literally dry to pouring in a second, and it's like you can't react fast enough.
Well, and I'm sure with, like you're saying, they get rid of all the vegetation and shit.
Yeah.
Then it just becomes like a big sandbox.
Yeah.
Where it just, all the rain goes straight through it, you know? There's nothing to hold on to that water.
Not at all.
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's like, it's just slowly getting worse and worse. Like, we're preparing for F1 to be at Vegas, and so to do that overnight so nobody would pay attention and nobody would be upset about it, they literally cut all the trees down on the strip. All of them. Overnight, removed them all. They're all just stumps and shit, and then people came back the next day, and there's a few palm trees here and there and islands, but everything is cut down now.
That's wild.
Like, I know.
What's the upside to that in their eyes? Is what I'm saying. For the F1 thing, they have to have no trees.
I guess just more room for them to widen the streets and just prepare for F1. Because like right now, what is it? They just dropped the prices in tickets, but F1 was like 6 figures a ticket. They're building stands inside of the Bellagio fountain. Like, it's one of the biggest projects Vegas has ever had, and it's like the Olympics coming to town, and if you historically look at Olympics going to cities, they rape them into the ground to death, and they're never the same after. And so it's like, fuck, that's what we're dealing with now. They're literally taking bulldozers to parks and scraping all the grass up, putting down some gravel and a few cactuses. And they're calling it desert-friendly landscape. And it's like, bro.
Damn.
I know. It's getting worse and worse.
Well, the thing is once they leave, there's no budget to replace that shit in a way that's anything close to what it used to be.
Yeah. And it's like they have so many people out there just lobbying for this, and they're turning it around just being like, it's very important that our water goes immediately from any source that we have, faucet, hose, anything, goes immediately back into the sewer system because we're losing water. And it's like, a bunch of people are sitting around thinking they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, I bet everybody's like, I'm saving the water. Like, I know a few people I went to high school with who were like on the news, because if you go to a news station and ask to be on the news, that's all it takes to get on the news.
Well, why don't we go do that?
And, well, I don't care about the things they're getting on the news for. She gets on the news and just be like, we're trying to save the water. And it's like, cool. Also, speaking from a no child having perspective, you're destroying the parks and shit. Yeah. But you don't care. You just go to the nightclubs. So it's like...
Well, yeah, let's go on the news. Maybe we can get some more cop addresses.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want to be on the news.
I tell them, send in all the police addresses. We're doing a big benefit for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta send out all the invitations.
Yeah.
Fuck.
If we could just get them all into one small, confined, tight space, it would be great.
Yeah, I feel like Toby Keith concert or something. Probably.
Oh yeah, we'll get
Probably
Jason
pretty
Aldean.
good. Yeah, Jason Aldean, Garth Brooks.
Everybody
Right.
likes Jelly Roll now out in these rural areas. I didn't like him when he did that rap bullshit, but now that he cries over country songs,
Yeah.
I can stand his face tattoos.
This is kind of the same thing with fucking MGK.
Yeah,
Right.
switching up.
Yeah,
on
Wait,
like
he's
six-
being country now?
No, I just mean like he had like 6 albums before he got famous,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like, oh, you'll do like pop, rap, and pop punk,
Yeah.
and all this Hollywood stuff, cause feuds and this and that. So now we'll
Now he's a
appreciate
topic.
your music when it's the worst it's ever been.
Yeah.
And then all of his like actual heart and soul art that he put into his music coming up, nobody's ever even fucking heard that shit.
Oh.
I agree. Because, yeah, I mean, I remember when he switched genres and did all that kind of shit, and I was like, "Pff, I liked his old stuff. It was heartfelt stuff.
At
It
least
had
fucking
meaning.
better than the clear, like, transparent, this is like a 4 views clickbait song,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like, once
There's
you-
so many songs that are like that, I feel like, where it's like the entire point of the song is not a feeling behind it, a message behind it, like something you're trying to get out there.
Yeah.
It's just like, what could I get to be played a lot at the club?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. He used to not care about getting on the radio, and now it's all he cares about is if it's clean enough to get on the radio. And it's just like, well, you can't be punk rock anymore, man. Like, no matter how much you dress in crop top pink shirts, you can't be fucking punk rock anymore when that's the way that you're coming at the system.
Yeah, the way people fucking switch up what they're okay with has always been fascinating to me. Like
Yeah.
that jelly roll shit like you're talking about. The country audience embracing him the way they did is like fucking just wild to me.
Blew my
you know?
mind. Everybody-
Especially when like rap wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
really giving him the shot that he deserved compared to his voice.
I
you know,
agree,
his
because he had a
vocals and
lot of
shit.
badass people he was doing collaborations with. Mercury's, Tech Nine, all
Yeah.
these. Jelly Roll was getting around plenty fine, and then he switched and blew up. So, I mean, you like...
It's the same thing as like when 2020 happened. All of a sudden, cowboys and biker gangs and shit were like, "Woohoo, police!
Oh, I
Back
know!
blue. We're 1% outlaw bikers
Yeah.
at a police barbecue to fucking raise
Yeah.
money for the police station."
Yeah, meanwhile,
Like,
they're just taking pictures
what?
of tattoos.
What the
Like, right on,
fuck?
Frank.
Like, didn't these guys arrest your whole family for fucking making crank a couple
Oh,
years
dude.
ago? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, dude?
That shit's so wild listening to people like defend cops and being like, you know, they broke my collarbone, but you know, their job's hard. It's just like, dude, I've had so many of those conversations, and it's just like, you're beyond reachable.
Yeah, it's just because, like, when, like you were saying about Vegas,
Mhm.
how you can get easily people to have blinders on and only focus on one thing.
Yeah.
You can polarize people in that same way so easily.
Yeah.
Where you're like, listen here, bud, I know you never liked the cops before, but it's either the cops or this, you know?
Yeah.
Insert whatever is going to piss off this group the most.
Yeah.
And then do the same thing to the other side. And then you can just polarize and pigeonhole somebody into like, okay, I'll change my whole belief system as long as I still get to like this one thing that I care more about than anything else.
Right.
And they only care about that one thing because they've been told that's their identity. You
Yeah.
can't lose this identity, you know?
People start to
Like-
trivialize small things that shouldn't be polarized, and they're just like, remember, if you're on Team Republican, that means you only like Heinz ketchup. And now that's fucking a trivialized, polarized thing, and it's just like,
Yeah.
that does nothing
See,
to do
no,
with anything.
Well, like, look at
The
the Bud Light
Republicans-
thing.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
The Republicans-
What the fuck does that have to do with what your beliefs are? Well, all of a sudden it does, you know?
The Republicans don't do Heinz ketchup, they do Hunt's ketchup, because Heinz is owned by like the family that John Kerry's wife is from.
No.
So that was like a whole big thing. They're like, fuck Heinz. Everybody had Hunt's ketchup.
Oh, that makes
That was
sense.
Republican.
That's
yeah.
why.
So ketchup was already polarized.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
Yeah, you have your
Right.
Hunt's ketchup and your freedom fries, and you
That's right.
sit around and you make fun of Howard Dean because he can name more states than you.
Yeah, the fucking idea that products and food can be polarizing to people is just unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
It just shows a next level of stupidity,
Right.
you know? Like, I have 3 kids. I was trying to explain to one of my kids who's big into watching YouTube videos now about what advertising is. Because when it's commercials, you can say, this is a commercial break. They're trying to sell you shit.
Right.
You know? And then they watch the Nerf commercial, and they know they're trying to sell them shit, and they ask for a Nerf gun. But in YouTube videos, it's like product placement, but at its shittiest. Because it's just, you know, whoever's idea for the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
How can I sell grape juice on this YouTube channel, but still make it like appeal to kids and not have them think I'm selling it to them? So it's just, you know, a 30-year-old dude playing games with all these other 30-year-old dudes and building Lego houses and shit that obviously a kid couldn't do, but only a kid would be into.
Right.
And then the whole time they're going, this is the best juice box I've ever had.
We should round those
And
people
at the
into
end,
camps.
you go, you know
What you
that
doing?
none of those people drink that juice box you want, right? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, no, they do, you know? And so I'm like, no, that's the epitome of advertising.
Yeah.
Like,
And, like, especially, like, targeting, because just like you said, it's like, there's no way that those dudes would be into that childish thing. You know what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
racking up your views because you're specifically targeting a weaker audience that's, I mean, let's be honest,
Well,
children are weak. They're easy
yeah,
to prey on.
that's why, like,
So it's like, dude, I've seen that a lot with, like, my stepkids and shit like that. And it's like, I've even seen other people who are trying to do video content. They'll do all this shit, and then now, today, they're opening a pack of Pokemon cards.
yeah.
I'm like, you know what you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
You're targeting children.
Yeah,
Like, can you
exactly.
admit you're targeting children,
Yeah.
you fucking weirdo?
Well, and the thing is, a lot of people, that's their whole fucking thing is like,
Their bread and butter
like,
and everything.
like Ryan's World was the first, like, big YouTube star to pop off that was, like, under 8 years old.
Mm.
But his parents made that whole thing.
Right.
The whole idea of it is, I can't create content that will be palatable for adults.
Yeah.
But I can, as an adult, create content that 4-year-olds will eat up with a fucking spoon, which is basically
Okay.
just let me unbox whatever toys are,
Yep.
the most expensive toys for the Christmas season or for,
Uh-huh.
the summer water season or this and that. I'll just buy this kid whatever he wants and video him opening it and playing with it. Because every kid wants to see every brand new toy be played with. And then the money I get from all these kids watching it will pay for all those toys and also make me a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But in the meantime, my kid's childhood is now, I'm this object of advertising for every toy company in America. By the end of his channel, they put like his name and shit on Lego boxes, on his own toys, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And as he like gets into high school or whatever, he's gonna be like, when was I ever a kid? Like, that's fucking. I mean, he's playing, sure, but like.
Right, but they're just like, cut!
Hey,
Here!
you gotta put that Hot Wheels track together like this. Like, fuck that.
We're gonna cut off your grape juice sponsorship.
Dude, okay, so we need to make a YouTube channel where we unbox toys, right?
Oh,
And then we can sneak subliminal messages into it. Right? So like, we can cuz what we really want from these kids is their parents' Venmo's password.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we make that happen?
We trick them on Roblox.
Yeah.
On
It works
Roblox?
pretty good.
Yeah,
Or
it's on
any
Roblox.
games where you're
Uh-huh.
like, alright, if you want to play this game, it's free. But if you want to play it for more than 1 minute, you have to watch ads every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Or give us the password, and then you can just play it.
Yeah.
Without the ads every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But you let them play the game for a little while, like 10 minutes. So
Yeah,
then they can't
long
live
enough to get
without the
hooked.
game.
Yeah, gotta get
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. It's old school drug dealer tactic. For
Yeah.
sure.
There's
The first rock's on me. I'll see you in 15 minutes for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. They got so many like laws coming out against microtransaction games because that's exactly what all the
they're
targeting
fucked.
now.
Yeah.
Is they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
being like, why not just give it them for free, but hold everything the fuck back and be like, you want to get it for money, and it's
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy how like NBA 2K has essentially turned itself into one of those phone games where you like have a bakery and every 30 seconds you can bake a cake and every 80 seconds you can bake a fucking cookie or whatever.
Yeah.
And you gotta keep tapping your phone over and over again. And it's not really a game. It's just you tapping your phone on timers. You ever see people play that shit? And now like NBA 2K does that.
What?
Like it's not the tapping part, but all those microtransactions, because that's what they are.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
microtransactions are designed so that you don't have to tap your phone every 30 seconds to bake the cake or whatever, fucking,
you can just
or
get the cake.
harvest the
Speed it up
carrots,
for 15
or
coins
fucking
or
whatever lame ass
That
fucking
was
game it
Pokemon
is.
Go's big fucking thing. Is they're
Yeah.
just like, it's a free app, but we give you 5 Pokeballs, and it takes 10 to catch a Pokemon. But you
Yeah.
could buy a bunch for 99 cents.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
just dumping
keep doing
through
it,
shit.
keep doing it,
Yep.
keep doing
And
it.
they're like, it's made. You have to walk around to play the game. But who the fuck likes to walk around while they play
Yeah.
video games? But if you spend money, we'll make the Pokemon come to you. And it's
It's
like,
a smart
this is
idea,
dumb.
really, because at first you go, oh, I have all these Pokeballs, and I can get them
Yeah.
whenever I go to any of these Pokestops that are everywhere.
Yeah.
And then, in reality of it, the American people are fucking lazy as shit and are going to stay at home. So, Niantic
Yeah.
is like, watch this. Let's get them all really into it and make it, put a big advertising out there, especially through social media.
Oh, yeah.
So all the influencers make everyone know that you're not fucking cool unless you're playing Pokemon Go.
Yep.
And it will be really popping for like 3 months like it was.
Yeah.
And then we'll reel it back.
Yeah, that's exactly
You gotta
what they
start
did.
paying $9.99. Get your
Jesus.
fucking Pokemon.
I'm gonna kill myself.
What, because you can't catch a Squirtle?
I would
I think they call that
I would
evolving.
never try. I think one of the most offended like I've ever been in my life. I went to a bar in Nampa with Alex to watch a baseball game. We couldn't find it because like I don't know, dude. Nampa sucked back then. And like we went to this one bar, and and the game was on like ESPN. Like it wasn't a hard game to find.
Yeah, it's not like obscure.
Yeah, it was like Sunday Night Baseball. And we walk in, and they've got, like, Dr. Phil on some of the TVs, and then, like, Fox News on the rest of the TVs. And I got my phone out, because I'm trying to look up, like, what ESPN is on, like, Direct TV or whatever horse shit they have.
So you can tell them, hey, fucking put on channel 44.
Yeah, I'm looking around at the other people in this bar, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm a scumbag, but I definitely tip better than these people. They can change the channel for me, right? Especially if I look up what channel to change it to.
Yeah.
And I'm like holding my phone, and we're walking in, and this fucking barfly asked me, I don't even know if I can say it. This fucking barfly asked me if I was playing Pokemon Go. And I said, how dare you accuse me of that? Which they were not prepared for. People don't talk like that in Nampa.
Especially not in Pokemon circles.
And we left. I was like, how dare you? No, I'm trying to watch baseball. Have fun with Dr. Phil. You fucking animal.
Jesus.
She just wanted to trade Pokemon with you.
And I knocked the
Yeah.
touch tabs machine on the ground. I didn't do that part. But I was so mad,
We're
dude.
just trying to get your Pokemon code, bro.
I don't know what that is.
What's your friend code, bro?
I don't have that.
Make
I don't-
it up like you do your social security
I
number.
don't- My social
It'd be
security.
funny if you look up your friend code and it is your social security
I'd be
number.
yeah.
Like, oh fuck! Damn it! I knew they were stealing my
I need your
information.
fucking profile. I'm gonna sign in through Google.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the Mormons have soul names. All of our real names are numbers we're not allowed to tell each other.
But our
Fucking
soul
weird.
name is a social security number.
Yeah.
fuck?
You ever have to give your social security number to, like, you know, I don't know, like a fucking doctor's office or, like, I don't know, some government fucking thing you have to do?
Yeah.
And then they're like, they'll mention the prefix and they'll be like, oh, are you from Ohio? Or whatever fucking place you're from?
No.
You live in the
I
place
know
you're
about
from.
the
Right.
prefix thing, but I never had somebody bring it up.
Oh,
like,
man.
Oh, you're from California, because the first...
You know what it is? It's just, I've had out-of-state
Oh.
legal trouble a lot.
Yeah, you can tell, like, so in Idaho how our license plates are, 1A is Ada County.
Oh.
And then
Yeah,
there's a
tell me
whole
about
bunch of
that.
them, right? But social security numbers are like that for the nation.
Okay, so
Where
like the
the
first numbers are regional?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you were born in a certain state or county, you have all the same ones as everyone born there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Vegas isn't where I'm born. I was born in Ogden, Utah. So
Oh,
I'm surprised
gross.
nobody said, like, what the fuck, or, you know.
You're from Ogden. You were born in Ogden, Utah?
Yeah.
Why were you born in Ogden, Utah?
It's a nice place where my family just put an anchor down for a little while, and then they moved out of there, went to, I think, like, Salt Lake City, and my grandparents went to Nevada, Mesquite, just to be, like, in between the children who went to California and Utah, so they picked
So you
right
still
smack dab.
visit close. but-
Yeah, but I was born in Ogden. That's my hometown. That's where my grandmother, after she passed, we went and buried her back over there.
Oh, huh?
What'd you bury her with? Like jewelry?
How spendy was that casket?
yeah, like what kind of wood's it made out of? Like the kind of wood that can be like salvaged and resold?
Yeah, if you had
Plywood. We did it overnight at the house we used to live in.
Oh shit, okay.
Just knocked on the door and killed the people that already lived there.
Yeah.
Buried them too.
Yeah, classic move.
didn't get-
Classic Gouldby.
They didn't get the plywood though. It's more of a stuff them both in the dryer and throw it off the bridge type of
Exactly.
situation.
You get it?
I always thought it was funny to make coffins out of particle board, because like the person inside thinks they can get out because it's such like a weak kind of wood, but there's still all that dirt on top of them. They're never gonna get out.
What was that, an old like David Blaine bit that went wrong, or Chris Angel, where they buried him in a glass coffin? You see him just putting all this dirt over it, and then you just see all the dirt sink at once. Goof. And you're like, oh shit, they're like, get him out, get him out, get him out.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
I know, I'd piss myself, dude.
Well, that's like that experiment they were trying to do with the news reporter in the glass box with a polar bear. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, dude, it's crazy as
Holy shit.
It's like similar to one of those like shark things where they're like, let's dangle you in a cage in front of the sharks, you know? But they tried doing that shit with a polar bear, and he instantly, because polar bears can smell blood for like miles.
They're the most
'cause
aggressive bear.
Well, and they're used to just walking all day hoping they find anything to kill.
Yeah.
Because they need so much food and there's none.
And they're
You know?
fucking smart. Have you ever seen a polar bear hunt? They hold their paw over their nose to cover the one black spot they have. It's
That's so
psychotic,
crazy.
bro. Yeah, they're dangerous.
That's crazy
I meet a black
as
bear
fuck.
before I meet a fucking polar bear. Alright? That's just because I'm from Vegas.
It wasn't like
You guys have bears in Vegas?
No, I just prefer black bears over polar bears. It's a joke that I don't like white people that much.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, colonialism was a bummer.
That's true. Well, and one thing that a lot of people don't seem to realize, that I still don't understand why colonialism ever moved to Africa if the Christian-based religions were in Africa before white people were there.
Uh-huh.
Well, they weren't
Why
like.
do you need missionaries to introduce the Bible to people who had the Ethiopian Bible, which is far older?
Well, like.
You don't. You need.
There
the
isn't
missionaries
really
for
an
a different
Ethiopian
reason.
Bible. It's like there is Christianity in like Ethiopia and Egypt, but like the rest
Before
of
Europe.
Africa. Yeah, but like the rest of Africa, there wasn't.
Yeah, so they come back.
And
to
also, like
retranslate
it wasn't really about like being missionaries. It's just like a backdrop to fucking to
Steal
advance
all their
imperialism.
resources. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
the Bible tells you to
That's
turn the
the
other
thing.
cheek. 'Cause
But-
it's like, what?
if you look at it historically, they were bringing those people religion.
Yeah.
They already had that exact same religion. they were bringing those people their belief system as a way to steal their resources and their people and everything, you know?
Yeah, but it was really just in, like, that northeast Africa, like, area, and then it spread through the north, and then, like, they really bring it down south into the west with, like, the...
Yeah, you gotta, I mean, once you settle in, you gotta spread out. That's what we did here in America, right?
Yeah.
We're like, this place is cool, but we can't really get a foothold. Let's just get a little spot going. Eventually, we'll take the whole fucking thing.
It's gotta creep in like bad legislation.
It's wild that, like, how much of this country we bought from France.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Penny.
It's like, what? Just steal it from France. What do you do? We're like, we can't steal it from France. They're white people. What are you talking about?
We need to strike a deal.
They stole this fair and square. They can't walk away uncompensated.
Yeah, they stole it and then turned around and sold it for pennies on the dollar, and Louisiana still likes French people.
Yeah, it's like that scene in The Wire where Omar fucking jacks Prop Joe's heroin and then sells it back to him.
Yeah.
It's like... Fuck, man.
I heard a podcast with Joey Diaz where he was talking about how he used to steal jewelry and sell it to this guy, right? But the guy was so fucking drunk all the time that he could sell him 2-3 rings and a bracelet, and then he'd put them all in his coat pocket, and he'd go use the bathroom and steal 1 or 2 back from him. And then the next week sell them back to him with his other, mix it in with 2-3 more rings, sell it back to him. He's all, shit, I probably sold this guy the same ring 3-4 times.
Jesus.
Steal it right back from himself.
We need to get on that grift.
Fuck.
Dude, we should rob a pawn shop.
Yeah. That always goes well.
Yeah.
If you're gonna rob somewhere, why do you want used shit?
Because I'm a complicated and mysterious bad boy.
Like, I get it. Like, they have pretty good shit. You can get a lot of guns and shit if you robbed a pawn shop.
Yeah.
But, like, just rob the gun store.
I feel like that's going to be harder.
Though. Just rob Walmarts. They're not allowed to touch you.
That's true.
I just steal from, like, Costco's and Walmarts and fucking Ross's. Ross's are not allowed to touch you.
Well, in the store, they're not
like,
supposed to touch you at all. And if they're gonna try to, and you remind them of that, they're gonna stop trying to.
Right.
Like,
you're gonna get fired if you touch me, and they're like, "Fuck, he's right."
Yeah, but like
the suitcase of shit.
I don't know. It's kind of like bowling with the bumpers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want the
challenge.
risk.
Yeah.
I want a pawn shop employee to grab whatever manual labor fucking tool is nearby that's recently been pawned, some guy that's like, oh, I have my kids this weekend. I have to fucking get like a couple boxes of mac and cheese. I guess I'll pawn my shovel. And they don't even sell it outright. They put it in pawn. They're like, someday I'll have the $12 to get you back, Bessie.
It's tough times if you're pawning a fucking shovel. That's fucking
So I want,
shit.
I want that fucking animal motherfucker that was willing to buy that person's shovel instead of just buy them a meal.
Yeah, right.
It was like, he's going to take that and he's going to attack me with it or call the police. That's what I want.
We hope for the former.
And if that's not going to happen at Walmart, you know what I mean? Like, they just tell you to leave. Like one time, I don't know if I should admit this on camera. No, it's past statute of limitations. One time I went into a Walmart and... we're going to leave some of those details fuzzy.
Yeah.
One time I went into a
Big box
Walmart.
store.
Yeah, no, it was a Walmart. I'm trying to say which one.
Went
And
to a Walton establishment.
yeah, there's
You
a
fill in which one.
yeah. So me and the other couple guys I was with, we'd had a trying morning, and we're walking around, and I see this display of dust off. I was like 20. This is a long time. This wasn't like last week. This was 16 years ago.
Like this morning.
Yeah. There's this big display of their dust off, and I noticed that one of the cans, the seal was already broken. I was like, I don't believe in God, but that's a sign. And so I just started huffing dust off and walking around the store, right? Like me and the other two guys, like all split up.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was just walking around huffing dust
We
off.
want to fall out in different aisles.
Yeah. All we were trying to do was buy a Sharpie. Because we were going to make a hobo sign. Because we were trying to fucking get out of there. Yeah, we were trying to get out of there. So, like, we were trying to make this hobo sign. We were going to buy a Sharpie. I don't know why we weren't going to just steal it.
Yeah.
But we I don't know. So we were going to buy a Sharpie. And so, like, I come out of my dust-off haze, and I have a Sharpie in my hand. Like, I'm pretty with it. I've got a Sharpie in one hand, I've got this dust-off in the other that I've been huffing, and I look around, and I am surrounded by, like, 6 Walmart employees that are all, like, going like this. And I was like, what? And they're like, you have to leave. I was like, what? They're like, you have to leave. And so then I said, because I'm brilliant, I said, well, I'm not buying this then. And I threw the dust off on the ground. Like it was a banana and I was going to save the peel and pay for it at the register.
Yeah. Gotta have my walking around dust off.
Oh, my kid, he gets so fussy in the store without a cookie. Yeah. And also I get fussy in the store without some computer duster. Who's ready to get quaked?
I'm not allowed to feel the wah-wahs in the pillow section.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking coming.
Yeah, dude. How am I supposed to adequately pick which bed I'm going to sleep in for the next 8 to 12 years if I can't fucking quip out on it?
That is a pretty good point. I mean,
yeah, you got to quip out before you buy. Otherwise, how do you know?
Yeah, if you're buying furniture and you're a heavy inhalant user,
yeah,
you might as well fucking fall down on it a couple times. You fucking decide which one's gonna break when you fall down on it. Which one gives you a concussion? You know, there's variables.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're furniture shopping like pros. That's why I'm not allowed in the IKEA in Vegas anymore.
Yeah. So those Walmart employees did call the cops on us.
Yeah,
but
you go to IKEA and see if you can put together what you're gonna buy while you're on acid.
Like shit face. Yeah, I'm just seeing if I could do it.
I want to get this home and not be able to. I'm definitely not gonna stop eating acid. So.
Are you gonna help me? Just point a screwdriver at him really aggressively. Would you help me?
Historically, sir, we don't put together any of our own furniture. It's kind of against our brand.
Yeah. That's how you can tell it's from a white country. They're like, we're not putting this together.
They're like, the machines will build part of it, and you'll build the fucking rest.
Yeah.
We're just going to box it up.
Fuck Swedish people, bro.
Yeah, let's get them.
Let's get them.
I mean, fucking Swedish people.
It's like, I like Swedish. They're cooler than Finnish people. Finnish people are snooty. You ever met a Finnish person out here in Idaho, Jake?
I don't think so.
Like from Finland?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Urban legend, bro. Finland's not real.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying.
Yeah.
I think they're all just born in Abercrombie and Finches and shit.
Yeah, Boise's diverse for Idaho, but it's still probably one of the least diverse cities in America. I'd put it up right up there with like areas in Montana.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I worked at a fucking restaurant in Eastern Idaho that it's like the last town before you get into Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah.
And a black dude came into the bar, and 2 of the like bartender girls immediately were like whispering to each other.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
I go over to him like, yo, like whatever you're fucking doing, like we're not doing that, you know. Let this guy fucking feel welcome. He comes up
Jesus.
and the girl looks at me and goes, I've never seen a black person before.
You go tell him
And
that.
I was like, what? She's like, well, like on TV and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god! Like, but I mean,
go say hi. They smell great.
yeah,
Come
there's
on.
probably 200 people in the town. You know what I mean? And those are the type of towns that, like, you're not really vacationing to, you know. But as far as Idaho goes, I feel like if you're a world traveler or any, I don't know, anything aside from white,
Right.
you ended up here. You didn't plan on coming
That's fair.
through.
Yeah, I
You know?
definitely
It's
took
like you came here for a job, or like I don't see a lot of people saying, you know where I want to go if I'm in Finland?
Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah, I definitely took inventory at the show we were at tonight. I was like, this is one black dude who looks like Colleen Noir, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, huh.
Well, and that's a pretty good night.
Yeah, that was a
Boise.
good turnout.
If you went even east as far as like Twin Falls, it's like you'll barely, at a big show, you'll barely get like maybe one table of black guys.
Wow.
Yeah, but like most cities that are like a metropolitan area, like even like Vegas, is like at least fucking half the audience.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, in Vegas, I like going to do private gigs for like all black biker gangs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And stuff. I won't necessarily say their names, but I kick it with them, and they are fucking cool and hospitable, and you know, it's definitely interesting to see an all white crowd in here in Boise, because in Vegas you couldn't do that if you tried, and people have tried.
It's weird. I mean,
Like holy shit.
People definitely comment on it when they come through town.
Fuck.
If they do more than one show, and they're like, "Yo, every venue just only has white people." Is that like,
Yeah.
you know?
It's just like, oh shit.
It's like, really, there's a lot of fucking white people here.
Yeah, like I was gonna talk about like the cooking and stuff like that on stage, and I changed my mind the last minute because I was like, I bet most of you guys won't agree with me and laugh and probably be very offended that I'm just coming out and be like, who doesn't know how to use salt and pepper, huh? Like, what the fuck is going on out here? And I feel like more people
the whole
are like,
audience
hey,
is like,
fuck you. Yeah, and I
I
was
put
like,
raisins in my potato salad,
Yeah,
bitch.
for
That's fucking funny, dude. Yeah, that's definitely an Idaho thing, man.
yeah, I was like, ugh, I don't know. But I met one dude, he told me he's gonna send me a list of great places to eat out here, but
Oh yeah, who's that?
he was the pastor, so I think he just wants to touch me.
Don't you dare listen to someone that isn't
A little of both.
me. No, like a lot of the places to eat out here are bad because like most of the people that live here because they couldn't like do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is I feel like most people who weren't born here, they didn't choose to come here. They like came here for something.
yeah.
You know?
Like, I mean, it's a great vacation spot. I love the fact that I'm out
It's
of the
not a
desert.
great vacation spot.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's just
That's it.
great to be on vacation.
That's but I can't do vacation in the same biome. So I mean, it's nice, but yeah, I've only been here a week and I'm already starting to get a little homesick.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I can't wait to go back home to where weed's legal and just do dabs and shit on my front porch.
Yeah, that shit's a
Yeah.
fucking drag
Yeah.
here for sure. I lived in Eugene, Oregon for almost 5 years, and
Oh
that
damn.
is the number one thing I miss about that place is that you just do bong hits on the front porch.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck.
Yep.
The neighbor might come over, ask for a rip with his coffee, you know. It's fucking-
Exactly.
and people are a lot nicer to each other.
Everybody's way more chill.
Yeah. And
I wish that was the case in Vegas when it came to weed. Now everybody's just like, I'm missing a gram. You stole from me. Like, I've seen people
Yeah.
straight get on each other's asses about that.
what's expensive out there, isn't it?
It's more expensive than, like, Oregon and Colorado.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to, like, compare stuff. People keep telling me that, like, Ontario, Oregon, they're like, you can get, like, $9 grams of shatter and stuff like that. Yeah, that's way cheaper than Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get a fucking ounce for like $25 if it's on a deal.
Holy hell, yeah, that's
You know?
way cheaper.
It has to be like on a deal.
That's
Our
that's
deals
gonna
are
that's gonna be
Vegas
like
$100
bee buds
ounces.
or shake though.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
No.
fire for
Yeah,
$25 an
like I
ounce.
You
said,
can get
that's
ounces for
$99
like
in Vegas is
60,
that deal
70
for
bucks
that,
that are
yeah.
pretty decent.
Yeah.
We just take care of all the tourists because it's like we'll have, you know, we just opened up lounges that are trying to take care. We got dab bars now and stuff. So it's basically
that's
just
pretty cool.
it's turning more into. Do you want to come gamble? Do you want to go to strip clubs? And do you also want to legally get shit faced? Because we cater it all now. So that's why the prices are
Colorado
still up.
started doing that weed tourism thing pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Can you fight a bear?
No, you can in the you
Then
can in the
fuck your
commercial
city.
center. You can at a place called Free Zone. You can definitely go fight a bear. Shout out the Las Vegas local gay bars, baby.
Gotcha. I don't want to fight that kind of bear.
You'll lose, but gently.
Yeah, you'll lose, but you'll love it.
Not the best places. Do you guys have like gay bars out here?
There's a couple.
Okay.
The balcony's been like the staple gay bar.
Okay.
But it's not really a gay bar. It's a dance club that's like gay themed.
Oh, I was like, because I like gay bars in Vegas because we usually have shows there.
Yeah.
Eccentric crowd, and the drink deals at gay bars are crazy. Like $15, all you can drink beer all night. $20 to add liquor. Yeah, and then all that. It's like, holy shit.
There's a lot of cool deals like that in Vegas that I haven't heard of other places where the buffet style fucking drinks where you're like $15 all you can drink beer and shit.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard anywhere doing
My
that.
home
shit.
club tries to pump that out as much as possible. The LA Comedy Club at the Strat, that's their biggest advertisement. $25, all you can drink of anything behind the bar. That's a little bit steep prices compared to like
That's
other
dope
places.
though if you think about it,
They
because
got
like
liquor, cocktails,
if you're
beer.
going out and you know like I'm going to the comedy club, it's gonna cost me $25 in drinks.
Yeah.
And then however drunk I get, it's $25 every time. You go to like even just like downtown Boise for a night of drinking, it's a few $100.
Wow.
Like, because drinks are fucking like $9 at some places.
That is like Vegas, yeah.
$6 for a beer, $9 for like a drinky drink. And
Jesus.
then if you drink 10 drinks to get drunk, that's $100, and that's if every time you don't buy any of your friends' drinks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you'll tip about $1.
Yeah, and you're stiffing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you tip them $1, it brings up, probably 120, 130.
A great tip for saving money drinking at a bar is before you go to the bar, take Percocet.
Yeah.
That's what I used to
Santa
do.
baby? Like, what the fuck?
It's not sad. It makes you a lot more fun. It made me more palatable for people.
Car, and then go drinking at the bar. That's what
drinking in the car that's like the thing I miss the most about drinking is driving. 100%. I
mean, I still
it.
drive now, but it's just not as fun.
I don't like driving anymore.
Yeah, that's why.
Like the surgeon has hung up his scalpel.
That's why
That was my drunk driving nickname, the surgeon. What was yours?
Oh, the monocle.
The monocle,
yeah.
yeah.
The surgeon and the monocle. I remember I went back to Vegas. I'm like, yeah, we're called the surgeon and the monocle. People are like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, he swerves a pot. He's missing all these potholes
Surgical
just like
precision.
a surgeon. And me, I close one eye when I get shit-faced and drink. So it's like, keeps me from going cross-eyed.
The surgeon and the monocle, baby.
I close one eye. That's fucking funny,
Like,
dude.
everyone acts like drunk driving isn't fun and prevalent.
No, it's so fun. That's what.
And like people,
That's why I had to quit drinking, is just because of all the DUIs I would get.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking
Oh,
quit driving
it's
drunk
so much
unless I'm
fun.
just never drunk.
No,
That's how
yeah.
it's gonna go.
I'd
So,
probably shape up if I was out here too, because in Vegas, it for real is a slap on the fucking wrist.
yeah.
Like you could be blackout drunk, literally hanging out of a car that you just T-boned, and then they'll just give you a misdemeanor, and you'll get out the next morning.
Yeah,
like it's
see,
really
the first DUI you get out here is like that. They do like nothing at all.
Okay.
And then after that, it's like considerably worse. And if you get 3 of them, it's a felony.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
think
it's not.
Our buddy just did 90 days for that shit.
Yeah. Montana, I met him. He was funny.
Poor guy, dude. That's
Yeah,
fucking rough.
I don't know what I'd do in an Idaho prison other than get swastika tattoos, right?
You don't really have to do that. There's not really like
There's
anyone.
a lot of people doing it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of people doing
have
it.
to.
We're
Yes,
trying to
you
change
know.
that.
It's like, there's a lot of people that are leaning into it.
Yeah, like there's no one in an Idaho prison that's like, oh, I had to get this tattoo to survive.
Yeah.
They're like, I got
they're
this
telling you that,
tattoo
they're
because I'm
lying.
cool. Because
Yeah.
they think it's cool.
Yeah, if they're telling you that, it's because they're lying.
Yeah.
Or they're a complete little bitch, and that came up to him and said, hey, you got to get this tattoo, or we're going
As a joke.
to, you know.
But we could get the new guy, make him get a swastika tattoo on his forehead.
Yeah.
Go get
Well,
Craig to beat him down.
they might actually say that or approach it that way,
Oh, shit.
just to find out if you're going to be like, okay, I'll do it. I'm a bitch.
Right,
You know?
right.
It's kind of like a test of sorts.
Yeah, a little litmus test. Just be,
There's a
whether or
lot
not
of
you're
shit
gonna
like
be a
that in
bitch.
prison where they're like, you know, people will try to like extort somebody when they first get there. Like, you have to pay rent or, you know, this or that. And really, it's all just kind of one long, real fucked up test where you just have to kind of the whole time in your head, you're thinking, if I react this way, what will that show to all these other people?
Wow.
Or if I react this way, what does that show to all these other people? It's almost like everything is some sort of weird game like that, you know?
Yeah, that fucking
Where like
sucks.
somebody's never just saying like, can I fucking borrow $10? There's always some little game behind all of it, you know?
Jesus.
So you just, and my experience with it is just like, always realize that,
Yeah.
and then just stick to your own shit that you're doing,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah,
Because I could see somebody being like, you have to get a fucking swastika tattoo right now.
right.
And then people getting it because of that.
'Cause they
But
hear a
then
bad
people
story.
also immediately being like, alright, let's fight. And then they fight that person, that's the end of it, and then never talk to that guy again, trying to get him in the gang or make him get tattoos. They're like, oh, okay, that guy's not a bitch. Next guy, see if we can get him to get a tattoo. You
Here,
know?
all right. Try,
Because they're
Just
not
try
actually tough
this.
either, is what I'm trying to
Right,
say.
they're
It's
just
like,
trying to-
What if
they're
they
tough
just try
to say
this?
that, you
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
but
tell me I have to get a swastika tattoo.
yeah.
Try.
You're going to have to get a swastika tattoo to be around here, bud.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Did anyone try that?
No, thank you. Didn't you guys learn Just Say No?
Yeah, that's what Nancy Reagan said.
Nancy
I
Reagan.
don't think they did learn Just
She's
Say
dead.
No. That's why they're in prison. They just say yes to everything. So
Yeah, that's how you
you
have
guys
real
got a
fun.
swastika tattoo and a brown pride tattoo on the other shoulder.
Yeah, right.
Fuck. They both recruited me. Fuck. Yeah. Hopefully none of us ever end up in jails and prisons. It's a
Yeah.
shitty situation.
It's definitely interesting. I mean, I've spent the night in a holding cell once, and it's
in
like
Vegas?
no, in Mesquite, my hometown.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
even on lower scales of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Because I was technically arrested in Arizona, but they're like, you're so close to the border that we have a deal. We can just take you to their jail. I was like, cool. And I hung out with people, and they're like, what are you in here for? I was like, a grinder. I admitted to the cop I had a grinder, and he said, well, that's paraphernalia in Arizona that's arrestable.
yeah.
I was like, cool, because anywhere in Nevada, even when it was illegal, they'd take it, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so I fucking went and sat in this holding cell, and people are like, what are you here for? And I'm like, a grinder? And they're like, oh man, I was seeing what cars were unlocked in the casino parking lots while eating meth. And I'm like, holy shit, we are different animals. We should not be in the same room.
It's okay. They'll chain us together and we'll
Yeah,
go to court
for
in the
real.
morning.
That's what I learned. You can eat meth. Is in jail. I was like, oh, you can you? Well, shit.
It's like, yeah, watch this. I brought some with me.
Yeah. So just fucking throw it up. You want some?
Fuck.
I learned you can eat meth, and then one dude who was like tweaking out of his mind, just going through it, told me to listen to the Flatbush Zombies.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like Flatbush Zombies.
I know you have. I just always
Is that
associated it
where
with
you
eating
first
meth.
heard of them?
No, yeah, that is where I first
Oh,
heard
yeah.
of them. So it was
There
a
you
bad
go.
start for me in the Flatbush Zombies. I was like, that's the fan base? No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Meech is cool. I saw him on a podcast once talking about, he was telling this kid that he should take money out of the collection plate at church. So you can see why I like the guy.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, fucking...
Just be like, well, I'm the one in need right now. Aren't you guys supposed to band together for me? Like, that's not how it works. If we needed a roof built or something, yeah, we'll do that. We'll all band together and do it in, like, 2 months.
It's too bad it's a
two-day
Monday.
job.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not going to have the momentum to go through with this, like, on Sunday, because it'll be, like, a week from now. But if tomorrow was Sunday, I feel like we could go steal, like, the collection plate money from a church.
Well, hey, we are in Boise, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's Tuesday church somewhere.
Probably.
Oh,
So here's what I'm
There's gotta
thinking.
be some weird sect of Jehovah's Witnesses that
Yeah.
think Sunday's a holiday, so they can't celebrate it with all the other churches.
Yes, that makes sense. So they do like
It might
Tuesdays.
be a little bit. It might be a little
Yeah.
extra culty if it's a Tuesday church, but
That's
hey,
okay.
if they got the money.
They'll be too busy testifying. You know, they'll be on the ground shaking and
Yeah,
screaming in
holding
tongues.
snakes.
Yeah, holding snakes and shit.
Yeah, I always wanted to go to one of those churches.
It's
Me
scary.
too,
It's
but I
the
feel like they'd
scariest
glare
shit
at
in
me
the
if I
world.
laughed.
It's so scary.
Is it really?
It's horrifying. I've been in like mortal danger before, and I don't think it was as scary as being in a Pentecostal church.
It's weird how, like, if you ever have a situation where you're in mortal danger, it feels like you're a lot more calm than you would expect to be in that situation, and things slow down a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely all the adrenaline kicking in. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
your
well, like,
body.
looking back on it, you're always like, that was a fucking terrible situation to be in.
Yep.
I don't realize how it was so easy to react in that way.
The only
Yeah.
times that would ever happen to me is when I was a kid and I'd ride my dirt bike through the back trails of Mesquite and shit, and I'd top it out in fifth gear. I'm redlining it going down this fucking road on a 250 and shit, and you just zone out. You just zone the fuck out and everything goes slow, and you realize, oh boy, if you hit a dip wrong or anything wrong, you're hitting the ground and not getting up.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
That's crazy.
You like motorcycles?
Yeah, I've never really done much riding though. I mean, I never owned a dirt bike, so I feel like I've probably maybe gone 25 times over the course of my life.
Yeah.
So like I have fun with it, but
Yeah,
I
right.
never like got into it enough to like learn how to work on them and get one.
They
and
work
fucking
like
ride it.
lawnmowers, but it's just like I
Yeah.
don't have like the 3-4 grand to pop up another toy that I'd use
Yeah.
once a month. That's
Let's
my
steal
problem.
one.
I mean,
Yeah.
they are hard to
They're
steal.
fucking a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah,
but-
like because I've seen some people park their dirt bikes in like their front yard. I'm like, those don't need keys. Like if you know where the fuel
Yeah.
line is, you're gone.
yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
let's
feel
go
like-
steal some dirt bikes.
I think we should while we're out here. That's the racket. I know people pick up those bird scooters. We just need to get a U-Haul and just pick up dirt bikes.
Oh, dude, you
I
all
just strip
cheap.
them in the back on the way. They're really easy. Take the
Yeah.
subframe off, take all the guts out. You got a good chunk of change.
Yeah, dude, let's do that.
We'll
That
go-
sounds easy as fuck.
We'll go fucking ride them around Vegas.
Yeah.
We're not going all the way to Vegas. Let's just drive them to like McDermott. Is there a fucking
Oh, yeah.
recycling center or pawn shop in fucking McDermott?
You can't sell them to the pawn shop because they take your picture and send it to everyone. You
So,
gotta sell them to
what-
the unsuspecting dirt bike enthusiast who will then meet the owner of that dirt bike at the same areas that everyone here dirt bikes together.
Right.
But that's not your problem. That's
This-
in the future.
There's too many steps to this.
No, you guys got a bunch of steps you want to do it the right way. You got to steal it, sell it to somebody on Craigslist, give them a fake name, and then call the cops on them. Because then they're in trouble
Yeah.
for having possessed stolen goods. And when they say they got it from Craig Smith, you're just like, I'm Brad Gouldby,
Yeah.
know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
You
Anyone
clear your
that-
own name
Yeah,
right there.
open
It's
that up
genius.
and then
Yeah.
tie the loose ends up.
Yeah.
Walk away with the money.
Close the case, on to the next robbery, dude. Fuck yeah.
Anyone
kid's
willing to
smart.
buy something on Craigslist from a person named Craig deserves to get ripped off.
This is my list.
Like your dad's jizz and your mother's egg fucking were created for this purpose.
I feel like, is Craigslist still like a happening thing?
Yeah.
Because every time I go on there, I'm like thinking everything's super old, like it's been posted a long time ago, or if it is recent, it's just spam shit.
Yeah,
There's a
lot.
So you
ton
like
of
have
that.
to use like Facebook Marketplace or something if you want.
I
like,
hate
a
Facebook
lawn
Marketplace.
flamingo or whatever the fuck you're trying to get at a cheap rate. You can't rely on Craigslist anymore.
Because I'm thinking, I'm like, say you were in the market for like a used car, what would you do?
Probably Facebook
Walk.
Marketplace.
Okay.
Or the used car dealerships and shit.
Okay.
Right.
See, I always try to stay away from the used car dealerships, but I use Facebook Marketplace and like Craigslist. So that's
Yeah.
like one of the few things I still use it for.
Yeah. I guess the car section's probably still pretty high.
But you definitely have
maybe
to like.
pets and stuff too.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. But didn't they? I think they changed their rules, or you can't sell
Can't sell
pets on
pets.
there because that's a big racket.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Makes sense.
The breeders that do shit, I mean, there's a lot of breeders in Vegas and stuff, and I work in the vet med industry, so I see a lot of them, and even some of the doctors breed out stuff, and the employees will breed out stuff.
Dude,
'cause
there's some bad dog breeders.
Yeah.
Who just try to like pump out as many dogs as they can.
and then they
fucking-
get off the dog, too. That's what I don't like, is I've seen, that happens a lot, where people, like, French bulldogs are a big thing in Vegas, so they'll get a Frenchie, breed it, have, like, 3 or 4 litters, and then just rehome the dog. So it's like, so you didn't even want the dog. You just wanted the money that came from all the puppies and then get rid of it. And then so many fucking people tell me, they're like, that's what a lot of people do. I'm like, cool, a lot of people used to also segregate people. That doesn't make it fucking right. Like, maybe you should change your perspective on shit.
That's pretty fucked up to do
Yeah.
to a dog.
I've had people tell me
think they have a home,
yeah.
and really it's just temporary so that you can steal all their kids and sell them.
Yep, and then get the
you
dog away.
Get rid of them. And
People
then
have told me, like, if anything ever happens with something like that, and I got to get rid of dogs, would you be able to take one of my dogs or something? I'm like, I love that baby. Like, one specific, I really like that dog if anything ever happened. And I found out he's on the same bullshit. I'm like, no. No, then. I'm not going to just get none of the money and then take your after product. Like, what the fuck is this? What are you, a conquistador?
So
You have her now. She's done.
So he was trying
Fuck
to say,
that guy.
Yeah, I was like,
if
mm,
that
That
happened
guy
to me,
comic?
would you do
No.
it?
He's not a comic?
no.
Then there's no
that's
point in
good.
flaming him out here.
Right.
See, I have German Shepherds,
No, cool.
and I've had 2 litters of puppies with them over 3 years, and the last litter that they had 5 puppies,
Oh.
and most people, they'll like keep them maybe until 10 weeks, because that's when you can get shots, like technically their first shots,
Right.
and then start trying to sell them or whatever. But I feel like I always keep them at least 3 months,
Mhm.
so that way they have 2 months where they're not still breastfeeding
Right.
and can like eat food and fucking live the life that a puppy lives, you know,
Right.
where they get acclimated to the people that live in the house, they get acclimated to outside, mom, dad, all that shit, and you can start to train them a little bit.
I was just about to say,
where-
especially if you're a responsible dog owner,
Yeah,
you
well,
can
'cause
knock out, come and sit. While
if you
have
don't
them.
do any of that, then the person who gets the dog is not going to be able to, unless they're like a professional dog trainer, they're not going to be able to break habits that the dog has,
Yeah.
which ultimately could lead to them not keeping the fucking dog.
Exactly.
Which, if you care about the dogs at all, the only thing you care about is making sure you get a home that's going to keep them for their life, you know, as much as they can. Sometimes shit happens, you know, but you don't want somebody who's going to buy the dog to have fucking 3 litters of puppies and then fucking drop her off in the middle of nowhere and hopefully someone picks her up.
Yeah.
Or else you're, in a way, responsible for that because you made the dogs.
That happens
you
a
know,
lot.
in a way.
It happens to cats all the time in Vegas. People do anything, move, not do anything with the cat. It gets bad. They don't address certain things because people think you can't address behavioral issues with cats, but you can.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not as easy as dogs by a fucking long shot, but you can slowly curb them. But people don't want to put into any effort because that's the point of having a cat, 0 effort animal. And then they just open the fucking door. There's like, bye. We have such a stray problem out there. I take care of like 3 strays in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Princess, Gerald, and Guillermo.
Uh,
But it's like, it's just a problem. I have 3 cats, 2 dogs, but my oldest cat was also a stray, and he got bit by another cat and almost died. It abscessed and got infected bad, and we just took him in. And
Yeah.
he immediately acclimated, which means
a
that
lot of people
he was an
fucking
indoor
don't
cat
do
once.
that shit just because they only act like they care. you know?
Yeah.
Once it becomes like this affects like my life, I have to pay a vet bill or I have to every day give them medicine or injections or something, then that's the caring goes way back, you know.
Yeah.
Which you can tell that a lot of times with people who breed puppies and stuff too, just because the amount of work that it takes to like take care of more than one freshly born animal.
Mm-hmm.
It's immediately obvious if they're not doing that.
Right. Because
Just by
it's like,
looking at the dog is like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Or how tired the person is, because it's like taking care of small infant animals where like something might have happened to the mother, or you're just helping the mother animal. It's like you gotta wake up like every hour like an actual baby and do something with it. And if somebody who's taking care of baby animals looks nice and fresh and shit, they weren't waking up every hour.
Yeah, they like put them in the backyard or something.
Yeah, and it's like, what the
That's
fuck are you doing?
That's what the biggest downside to the puppies both times, that in my opinion is because I have a 3-year-old daughter. That's my youngest. And then my wife got her tubes tied after that, so no more kids, right?
Gang gang.
Then we have these puppies, and I made a little fucking thing for them when they were still freshly born, like couldn't even open their eyes and everything, in my bathroom, so it'll be easy to clean up for them.
Right.
But it's the bathroom that is connected to my room, so it's just fucking trade up one baby crying for 10 babies crying, bro, for a month, like a month straight. And you can't put them like farther away from you because they need someone to be checking up on them. Even the mom dog can still like lay on them and kill a puppy without realizing it.
That's true.
So you still have to fucking be close by him enough to know that the difference between like a yerp, yerp and like a crying cry.
Yeah.
And then go fucking help them out, you know?
Because they do cry like babies. I remember when I was a little kid, the first ever 2 dogs that I got as elementary schooler were 2 labs, a brother and a sister from the same litter, and we had to help with the separation anxiety and overnight and stuff. They were like 10 to 12 weeks old.
Yeah.
So labs, so they grow quick, so they're about this big.
Yeah.
And we put them, gated them off in the kitchen because it had tile and stuff. And it's like you just want to go.
That's exactly what I do with them when they start being able to walk. Is because then the bathroom's not a big enough area for them to be able to walk in. You know, once it's done with like mom laying down in the blankets and then just breastfeeding every day.
Yeah.
Baby gate off the kitchen and have them fucking hang out
and
there.
It's like you got to tell the difference between the I'm hurt yelps and the I just need attention yelps at 2 a.m. and shit, and just like sitting there in bed as a fucking 5th grader just being like, I want to touch my puppy. He's crying for me.
Yeah, well, they're curious, so they're just figuring out the fucking world and shit around them. So I've had puppies try to fucking stick their head through the little things on the baby gate and then be like, oh, I can't get my head back out. And if you're just like, oh, no one's home, or I'm fucking, you know, upstairs asleep and they're fucking on the other side of the house, you're never gonna hear that.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll just sleep in that. That's fucked. You know, you gotta keep them within range, so you take that downside of, oh, I'm just gonna hear crying all the time, and I just have to look out for that crying of, oh, I fucked up
Yeah,
you know?
oh shit.
Help me out, Dad, I fucked up. Fuck, I feel like we're going pretty long. Let's look at what we got going on. Oh, hour and a half, damn. Well, I always give the opportunity for people to plug anything that they want, any shit they got going on, upcoming social media, upcoming shows, any of that stuff. So, before we say bye to everybody, where can the people get more Mundek?
Oh, coming to a government black site near you. I'm going to be on Stand Up Strip Down on October 13th. Everyone's stoked about it because
Is that the Balcony Club?
Yeah, it is the Balcony Club.
Another underwear show?
Yeah, kind of.
We've done those together and shit.
We did, dude. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Held up our Strangeville spotlight sign, just bombed all of his photos to promote our shows.
Yeah. We did that show. Yeah, so like the whole thing was like performing in your underwear or something.
Yeah.
And my gag was I showed up with like a towel and then like my hair in a towel wrap. And the gag was going to be like, I just got out of the shower. I didn't have time to get changed into my underwear. I'm so sorry. And And so we went into the bathroom and we're standing by the sink and I'm in this fucking towel and towel wrap and me and Brad are just standing at the sink just like dumping water all over me to make it look like I just been in the shower even though I'm like last on this show.
You just hear two dudes in the bathroom with the door closed giggling.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we probably sounded like, not when we do coke, but when happy people do coke. So yeah, I'll be on Stand Up Strip Down on October 13th at the Balcony, and then you can see me every Wednesday. I'm in town over at the Handlebar, and you can also see me every time you close your eyes, burned in the inside of your eyelids.
What the okay.
And follow fucking Stand Up 6 Feet Under on Instagram. You can find all these guys' shows, and also that's how you sign up for that Handlebar open mic they got going on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Stand Up 6 Feet Under.
Fuck yeah. And then me, what's
Yeah,
it called? While I'm here in Boise, I'm going to be at the Lounge at the End of the Universe this weekend. What is it, the 22nd and 23rd featuring. And then after that, I'm just going to head back to Vegas. So if anybody goes out in Vegas, you can find me anywhere. We've got great Fun Day production shows that happen almost every night of the week. Fun Day Productions. You find it on all social medias. Also, there's Facebook groups. The best one out there for anything Vegas is Vegas Action and Entertainment. You'd be able to find anything out there. Anything that's happening, I'll probably be there. So,
Hell yeah.
anything Vegas, baby.
And Fun Day Entertainment.
Yep, Fun Day Entertainment.
Yeah, make sure you guys check all that shit out. If you want to be a guest on the show, or you got questions or comments that are a little too private for the comments section, shoot me an email at fridgefriendspodcast@gmail.com. I got upcoming shows in Boise. You can find them on my social media or on the website, jkmartin.com. I appreciate you guys for listening. Throw some comments, some likes, share this thing around. The more viewers there are, the more opportunities I have to get more production into this.
Yeah.
So, support the fucking show, everybody.
Fuck yeah.
I thought we were like approaching an hour, and we were an hour and a half. Oh yeah.
I think we're approaching cigarette.